Do you know there are people who you are close to at this very moment that cannot stand you? In fact, they despise the ground you walk on. How's that work? How's that even possible? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, good people of YouTube? What's happening out there? How's everybody doing? You are now tuned in to No BS Allowed TV, the place where we discuss life, truth, love, and all dope things in between. You know me, I am your host, King P, aka The Ice Nine, aka Big Game James, aka Pastor Offering, aka That Guy, aka The Reason Why You Are Here. All right, well, enough of the pleasantries. You know how we do it, so let's get right into it. Today's video is about friends. It's about friends and how friends it can turn into enemies. I'm also going to tell you a little story. First of all, we have to understand that everybody that's close to us doesn't necessarily want to see us in our best light. Everybody that's so-called rocking with us isn't in our corner like that. Now, all of this may sound cliche. All of this sounds like something that you should know. However, it happens time and time again. You've been down with somebody, you've been friends with them for years, and then something happens and you discover that they weren't your friend at all. And you have to deal with the hurt and the betrayal and all that. Well, this happens a lot more than what you think. It happens a lot more than what most people think it does. Because see, for the most part, people choose their friends now, especially nowadays. They choose their friends on a really weird criteria. And what I mean by that is that they, okay, let's just say you meet somebody and you two have gaming in common. Okay, all right, you like to play video games. All right, you bond over that. All right, cool. But do you really know this person? Do you really know the ins and outs of this person? See, that's what's happening out here. People are basing lifelong friendships on temporary individuals. And then when the whole edifice comes crashing down, they're left dazed and confused. It's people that will be in your life and hate you, despise you, detest you, but they will not leave you alone because they know that you are you are official and you're beneficial. They are not a great friend to you, but they know that you are a great friend. So therefore you are an asset. Whereas in your life, they're actually a liability. But because you are so blinded by the feeling that you may get when you are involved with this person, you don't see all the red flags. And then when things happen, it's just a little too late. But hey, I'm not here to down talk anyone or anything like that. I've been there. In fact, let me tell y'all a little story real quick. My former best friend of 25 years, I'm talking about from elementary school to, adulthood, his mama know my mama, vice versa, all that. You know what I mean? A spoon coon, you know what I mean? That's how we used to say it back in the day. Your a spoon coon, you know what I mean? Your main man. Well, something happened and I found out that this person who I thought was truly my ride or die actually wasn't rocking with me at all. In fact, he didn't like me. And it was a shock. It was, it was hurtful. But once I realized that's what it was, I had a decision to make. Now, all right, get into a little specifics here, whatnot. My former best friend and my then girlfriend, you know, this was back in the, the sucker for love days. I was simping a little bit. Not ashamed to admit it. I've grown from that now. Definitely in a better place. But yeah, I was simping. I was simping. I hadn't, I had to learn to put things into perspective. But anyway, I had this girlfriend and whatnot, and though she decided to, step off with old boy. Now, once I got over, what they did, because like how I found out about it or whatever was real. It was real messed up. And then when I try to talk to him like a man about it or whatnot, he wanted to try to take that opportunity to excoriate me on my life choices and things like that, as opposed to just saying, hey, yo, you know what? My bad. I see how bad this affects you. I was wrong. I'm sorry, whatever. Now, we possibly could have moved beyond it right then and there, had those words been spoken, but that isn't what happened. He got indignant. He was downright incredulous, actually. Like, how dare you come to me with this or whatever, this is your fault, you this, that, and the third, all this other stuff. And again, I was on my Carl Thomas, so I was real emotional at the time, and I wasn't trying to hear none of that. Fast forward a little later or what have you, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get myself together, and I ain't got rid of the ex-girlfriend. I ain't talking to him or whatever and all this, that, and the third. So I'm just out and about. I'm out there in the world. I'm trying to get my thing together. You dig? And I run into this young lady or whatnot, and we don't know each other from Adam. It was the first time meeting or what have you. But she's telling me all about me. She's telling me all about me and my family, and in vivid detail. Now, again, this is my first time ever meeting this individual. We were just getting together for the get down. But, as we talking or whatever, she's telling me all about things that have happened in my life and, and all of that. And then she got to talking about my brother. My brother, God bless the dead. He passed in 1998. All right. Well, she was real knowledgeable about the circumstances of his passing and all this, that, and the third. And then that's when she revealed, oh yeah, well, this guy XYZ. I'm like, yo, I know him. I know him. She's like, oh, okay. So yeah, you guys are friends or whatever. Like, yeah, we used to be. Well, of course, most females, they have diarrhea at the mouth. So she kept on talking, and she revealed to me that this guy basically was just like trashing me, like dragging me to people. Just saying all types of derogatory things about me. And he said all this crazy stuff about my brother that had passed and all that. And it was just wow, hearing this, like, again, we talking from, early elementary school all the way to grown men. And, I never saw that coming. And I'm like, yo, a strange piece of kitty makes you act that way. Wow. But again, I had to come to the realization that this is what it is. Unfortunately, that situation, that friendship was over. It was dead. Now, of course, I didn't say it in those terms when I did speak to him. I was heated. I was tight. You know what I mean? So, my conversation reflected that. However, it's been over 15 years since that happened. 14, 15 years since that happened. I realize now that, hey, I just had somebody that was close to me that didn't like me from the beginning. Whether it was me being me or whatever, I can't really call it, you know what I mean? But again, these types of situations happen, fam. And you have to, pay attention. You got to pay attention. And also when things go awry like this, you can't necessarily blame yourself. You can only just say, all right, hey, this is what it is, and move on. No need in beating a dead horse. No, you don't have to try to go out and try to do something to them or make threats and all that. Hey, look, they've revealed themselves. You see the real them. You already know what it is. All right, keep it pushing. All right, it hurts. It sucks. Not going to tell you that it don't. But this too is a part of life. So again, just be careful. Try to protect yourselves as best you can. But also be good friends to people who are good friends to you. That is the most potent thing that I can say to you. Be a good friend to the people who are good friends to you. All right. And with that, we'll wrap this up. I'd like to thank you for coming to my channel. If you feel like I provided you any value, do me a huge favor. Like, comment, share, and last but not least, subscribe, subscribe. I'm getting close to that 500 subscriber mark. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Definitely trying to grow this thing. Again, this is a new venture for me, and I'm getting better and better at it. I know I keep saying this, but I definitely will post more often. But I'm also not the type to just do something to do something. And you know what? I think I'll talk about that on another video about motivation and as to why why I do what I do. But yeah, we'll chop it up about that later. Anyway, again, thanks for coming to the channel. Thank you for checking me out. I'd like to leave you, like I always do, little words of encouragement. And those words of encouragement for today would be, you don't need validation to be who you are. You are the best you on this planet. You don't need anybody's permission to be. You don't need anything from anybody. So wasting time going around trying to seek it out is not conducive to you getting to where you're trying to go. If you're comfortable in your own lane, why are you looking to swerve into somebody else's? Why are you looking for somebody else's admiration, adulation, or adoration? You're comfortable doing you. That's all that matters. All right. And with that said, good people, I leave you as I always do. Peace.